You don't have to give her all of that farm for her to still have an impact. But Darkseer, I mean, they've got some combo potential. Skylark's now actually pretty low. He does have the Burrow Strike to get a little bit further away. Looks like he'll be alright. Aframush really wants this creep. He knows that the waveform is on cooldown, but only for a little bit longer. Does get the pushback onto Envy, who's still hanging around as I missed the first blood at mid. Whoops. Just playing nice and safe over here on the right-hand side of the lane. Not really exposing himself to anything. He does now go running forward. Do they have any TPs to back him up? Looks like he maybe didn't see Aframush sneaking in there. And Abed will actually end up going down. Highlight making some kind of a rotation over towards mid. Trying to bait a little bit with this illusion rune, but... And the Jig is very quickly up on that. High running forward. Needs to be careful. This Exorcism's going to do some damage. I don't know what he was planning there. Doesn't have his Tranquil Boots or anything just yet, and I don't think he's going to pop this Shrine solo. Maybe he'll wait for Universe. Looks like he will be okay to walk away from this one. Or perhaps not. Ajit's still chasing. No level 6 just yet on the AM. Universe. Going to juke over into the trees. Highlight Eye does have a crush. Ajit could actually be in some trouble. He's got wand charges, and they've got the Cold Embrace. Universe also trapped in. Auto attacks from Yol. Finish that kill. Now Highlight Eye. Not enough mana for another crush. He will not be brought down. Ajit is going to be forced to blink himself away. Yol has one more Splinter Blast potentially here. They chase after him a little bit. Pi realizing what's going on. Doesn't want to give the AM the opportunity to blink on top. And head over into the jungle. Abed is backing up to block the wave. Try and get it in a better position to force the Death Prophet down onto the low ground where they could potentially get a kill. Envy's being gone on. Meanwhile, up top, he's got a couple of wand charges. He's getting pushed around the place. Very low range waveform, but now he immediately morphs into the Sand King, pops back out, a few more auto attacks, finishes that kill. Nicely played by Envy. A little bit, doesn't always have the Cold Embrace, and the Arctic Burn going to get him up over the trees. A little bit more damage onto Pi. Universe going to keep on fighting with this 3 points up in Ion Shell. They are pressuring pretty heavily under the tower. Aframush in some trouble. Was trying for that rotation onto Abed again, but Envy running, TPing all the way back home, in fact. Alright, that's going to pave the way for Exorcism to get popped up top, and Fnatic Abed seeing that is going to try and push over at mid a little bit. They're going on to Yol. He manages to Cold Embrace himself, but that just sets up for another crush. He'll be brought down. Should as we scale into the later stages of the game, so they got to make use of him now. Envy, only 800 HP. If he gets silenced up, this could be trouble, but he does manage to get the morph off in time. I don't think they're going to get him here. He does get the waveform down onto the low ground. They popped Exorcism for this. Envy might actually get chased down, though. Faded's pretty fast. A couple more nukes, a few more auto attacks. Pi trying to come in for the save. Unfortunately, their jungle. And with an Exorcism pop, it looks like they will be able to grab this. Faded's going for a Solar Crest as they spot DJ. They get him with the Burrow Strike. Looking like he should be going down here. Also going to commit the hook shot. Why not? He threatens the Terrorize, but he's not getting out of that. Pretty sweet. And I guess Fnatic will eventually get it. It's only got 116 HP left. Pi trying for the TP out, but Skylark finds him. I don't think Pi's dead here, but it is a little bit annoying for him to get that TP canceled. Aframush comes over, wants to try and help out a little bit. Skylark just going to commit the Epicenter for this Pi, running away from it. He doesn't have the sprint anymore. The Centaur Conqueror wanting to get involved, but alright, that Arcane Rune on the same into BKB Abyssal, just standard stuff. I've seen some deviations from that, but it seems like Ajit's just kind of on the standard timeline here. Abed running out. They've also got Pi coming in from the rear. Blinks forward, gets the amp out. Can they get the crush? No, they're just gonna have to settle for Yol instead. Over in the trees, right clicking him down. Anti-Mage escapes, but still got eyes on him. And Fnatic still also keen to try and defend down here at bottom. Aframush gonna pop the Battery Assault. He locks in DJ, who is in some trouble, but will just be able to get into the Shadow Realm. And now the Curse Crown going to get the stun out onto 2. Eternal Envy. That's laying in with the auto attack damage. They get the vacuum back into the crush, into the wall, into the Terrorize. Huge AoE combo from Fnatic, as Universe will be the one to find the double kill. Clutch getting baited in there a little bit, and no counter initiation anticipated. DJ is scouting forward here, does scout out Yol, tries to make it his way up onto the high ground. He will get stunned up there. Abed going to look to raise him down. Cold Embrace. Ooh, Abed can't quite get the positioning. And it's going to take them a little bit longer to finish off Yol. Abed does need to commit his Hurricane Pike to finish that kill. No move on the Shadow Fiend bound. But Fnatic still just rolling forward. And now Ajit's in some trouble. He gets stunned up by Eternal Envy. Pi going to come in. He's also got the follow-up crush. They've got the damage. Envy will be able to blink after him as well now that he's morphed into the Anti-Mage. They're trying to drop the Terrorize in his head so he can't get another blink off. Envy closes the gap on him. I don't know how survivable he's going to be in these fights. If he gets hit by the amp, he's just going to get right-clicked down. Abed runs forward. They spot y'all, but they have bigger fish to fry. They see Ajit over the trees. They stun him up. They get the bash. The Winter's Curse is going to help protect him. We've got the Aegis still on Abed. Nice burst strike through from Skylark. He's also got the Epicenter running. Big damage coming through, but Pi with another crush, and they will end up losing the Clockwork. Now Abed's still just going to stand his ground and fight. Skylark now loses his life, and somehow everybody on Fnatic is still alive. Anti-Mage not among the top 3. Pilot Eye isn't going to find him. Well, he's TP'd on top of DJ at this point, and now he's just going to get shotgunned down. Y'all doing his best to save him with the Cold Embrace, but that's just going to set up for a couple more nukes. Skylark also going to come in here to try and help out his anti-mage, but he's long dead, and Envy's just going to keep on chasing forward. Abed channels up the Requiem. Envy, what's he done here? Has he killed himself? Looks like perhaps not. He's still survivable enough with the Morph going back and forth into the Death Prophet form, back into the Morphling. They lose the DP. She gets shotgunned down. Y'all retreating into the base, but Abed's still chasing, dropping out the raises. He doesn't have the backup of his team. This is getting a little bit awkward, and Abed does need to be careful. He pikes forward. Now he gets hit by the curse. We are going to have a buyback from the Clockwork. Abed going to try for the TP out. Can Aframush get the cog pushback? He will. Abed now completely trapped inside of the base. They've been chasing Skylark all the while over on the other side, and Aframush brings him down at all. So I wonder if the laning stage could have gone a little bit better for the anti-mage if they'd maybe put the Clockwork down there. But then, of course, the Sand would have done a little bit worse. Pilot Eye going to get hooked up here. Cog pushback, burst strike. He's just getting chain stunned into oblivion. Almost gets the crush off, but he's dead. Fnatic are building a bunch more Force Stabs. Universe almost has his, but they know that the silence is on cooldown for a little bit now. Y'all getting scouted over on the other side. Can he find any kind of initiation? They've already popped the Lincolns on Envy. Y'all trying to hide over the trees. I think he will be brought down. Yeah, DJ sniping him from long range. Doesn't have to be. Also going to be going for a BKB. Fnatic just nailing this timing. Aframush looks like he's the one who will be jumped. Can he find the hook angle out of here? No, Pilot Eye gets off the crush. The auto attacks rain in, and Fnatic find that kill. Eat for a second there after Abed died, but still comfortable 12k lead. Could wait around for the next Roche or high grounding potentially, but no. Pilot Eye straight up onto the high ground. Y'all with the Cold Embrace just gets set up for raises. He gets knocked down. Envy still has that E-Blade. Knows that he can't even fight. He doesn't even have a TP scroll off cooldown. 14 seconds to go. He's just going to be forced to commit, but Envy is making very quick work of this tier 3 tower. It's down onto the melee barracks. Pilot Eye, the exact same thing he's been doing all game. Just scouting the enemy team, pushing them back, making life difficult. Skylark wants to try and go on Pi, willing to fight. Fnatic just waiting on this high ground. Will Aframush go forward? They get the vacuum into the crush, into the right click damage from Abed. No more ultimates even need to be committed. BKB and Butterfly, and he needs Abyssal Blade. And he's just building a Lincoln Sphere. So, tough situation. Envy with the shotgun damage onto y'all. I don't know what that Cold Embrace was meant to do for him, other than set up for Universe to get in here. They try and go into Faded. He does manage to get the BKB off. Now straight into the Exorcism. Envy's going to end up killing off Pi, so they've lost a reliable stun for this fight. Envy just trying to run away, but now he turns around, he pops the BKB, he goes on the y'all, will be able to finish that kill. Abed stands his ground and just right-clicks into the anti-mage, who's now abandoned Faded. They look towards Aframush instead. Skylark and Faded both trying to go for DJ. He does go down in the end, but that's a big commitment from 2 cores just to bring down the position 5. I don't think Fnatic are really all that concerned about it. I mean, you look at Abed, he doesn't even have a TP scroll in his inventory at the moment. And they're just really not all that worried about the anti-mage split push. And they've got a wave inside of the base. Tier 3 taking damage. Still no Exorcism for 15 seconds. And Envy's got the Aegis this time around. Abed with the cheese. Melee barracks long dead. Pi actually managed to find the anti-mage. It looks like he canceled his TP. They know that there's no AM for this fight. Envy getting bursted a little bit. Skylark gets saved by the Cold Embrace for a second, but it just gets him raised down. He will buy back into the game. Shadowfiend taking some damage, but BKB and cheese both available. Faded has used his BKB. Keeps on chasing forward. The Requiem gets bombed out. The hookshot somehow misses in the midst of all of this. Faded needs to be careful now. Pilot Eye has arrived at this fight. Skylark gets up a nice 2-man burst strike. Universe gets silenced at the last moment before he can get off the wall, but Abed still force staffed away, still surviving. The Cog's not going to catch either of them as Envy Still chasing Skylark in this fight. Ajit chasing Abed. Can he finish this kill? He's already used the cheese, but the Mono Void is on cooldown. And Abed's juking for dear life. A couple more auto attacks will do it. Aframouche also chasing. And looks like Fnatic may have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew here. Abed gonna try and force staff himself up. He's still juking. I don't think he's gonna escape though. Yeah, it looks like the Spirit Vessel is gonna finish him off. So in the end, Fnatic for them to win a fight on their side, but on the enemy side of the map. Envy threatening, needs to be careful. There is a Hex. He's kind of tanky, but that Spirit Vessel is doing a ton of work. Envy now loses the Aegis. Respawn's coming in from Fnatic relatively soon. Universe gets up a nice back wall, but it's not really doing enough. Envy getting pushed back by the cogs, being controlled expertly by Aframouche. He's now forced to pop the BKB, but can he actually catch anybody? They will interrupt that TP, and looks like Aframouche should be going down. Paladai's hunting for more. They get the crush over onto Faded. That would be a really big kill if they could grab it. Clockwork, they might let Aframouche slink away here. Faded with his Hex, keeping control over Paladai. Force on force. Nice little move in there from the Sand King to help keep his death profitable. Scepter does have enough money for that now. And even Y'all getting a little bit of farm going, has picked up a Glimmer Cape for himself. They've actually managed to catch out Paladai. Smoke Gang successful. He gets into the river. He's pretty damn fast. He gets off the crush, but okay. Ajit with one more auto for a pickoff. Dire scan on this high ground. Paladai leads the way. Will they find somebody? Y'all's poking his head forward. They're going to scout him here now on the low ground. Abed goes for the auto attack. He will be able to force staff himself away. Paladai not finding a successful crush on anybody, and now Aframouche jumps in. They've actually got the Hex over onto Eternal Envy. Starts to morph up some strength. He pops the BKB and will now turn and fight. They've got some damage on the other side. Universe, that Mono Void doing damage, but Pie's still surviving. Now they get the Vacuum back. The Fear onto the Anti-Mage. What can he actually do? He pops his BKB, and he's just going to try and fight this one out. Faded's popped the Exorcism. Mass Surge out from the Darkseer is actually going to protect the rest of the team. Abed is isolated by the Anti-Mage though, and will get right-click down. And they're looking for more. Paladai in a little bit of trouble. He gets the Force Staff off. Uses himself, but I don't think he'll be able to get at the Blink. And he will end up losing his gem, which doesn't have enough mana. They don't have the Exorcism anymore, so this is going to be relatively slow. I don't actually know how worried Fnatic are about this, and Envy just jumps straight and kills off Skylark. They're going to be able to reclaim at least one of these gems, and all of the waves are just streaming towards the base. Oh, this stings. They're actually going to be able to jump in, though. Envy is being caught. He didn't think that... Not all that high on the physical damage. Can they claim this? Fnatic's coming over. They're going to get scouted by this Rocket Flare. Envy getting surged forward. Paladai, they're going to drop the Terrorize. Anti-Mage now feared, now crushed. Can they burst him down in time? Looks like they should be able to. He manages to get the BKB off. He didn't get nullified, and now he's able to escape. Paladai continues pursuit. They want this kill on the Death Prophet. Roshan's low. Fnatic splitting up a little bit. They need to be careful. Though Ajit already forced to use his BKB to lose the Clockwork. It looks like Fnatic will be able to claim everything. Winter Wyvern was trying to get in there to do something, but Y'all just gets nuked down. They will lose Pi on the other side of this, as opposed to the additional spirits. Skylark is outside of the base. Needs to be somewhat careful. He's scouting this. Paladai, Invis ruined up. Is running forward. They got the Burst Strike out onto 2. Flight is getting split, though. DJ's jumping forward aggressively, but it's on the 2 cores, so the Bedlam's not actually doing all that much damage. And now Paladai is caught. Ajit, not the best blink forward. He's going to get hit by the Haze, but it's not a big deal. Abed just running interference because they know that they've got Envy over on the other side of the base. Skylark almost brought down. Envy just taking the right-click damage. He's already got the shard in his inventory. He tries to nuke down Skylark, but he doesn't actually have enough in that shot to do it. Nobody has died just yet. Though they need to keep on fighting. They've already used the Exorcism. Faded needs to go and heal. Fnatic, they got that tier 3, and looks like they will now just back off and reset. Envy's got no mana left in the tank. This is about to become really obvious with nobody pushing out the creeps inside of the base, but Skylark knows that he just has to try and find something. Trying to exploit the fact that Envy isn't here, perhaps. Ajit needing to be careful. Abed moving forward on the front lines. Has his nullifier at the ready. DJ smoked. Who can they find? They will be able to get the Hex over onto Pi. Can they save him? 1 Force Staff, but now he gets hooked. Auto attack down, finished off by the illusions. Envy's inside of the base. He pops his BKB. He goes to the melee barracks, and now he goes to the range. Envy playing full rat Dota. He will get burst struck inside of the Sand King form and brought down. He's now dead. Dead for 120 seconds, in fact. Still doesn't have buyback available. Universe now getting chased down. It is Mega Creeps, but Clutch Gamers are going to be able to make a run down mid lane at this point. Oh, Fnatic. Gotta be careful here. Universe is trying to... Not in too much danger. Over at the mid lane, Abed is also just running around in circles. And bottom lane, Skylark is being solo killed by DJ. That last hit finishes him off. They're looking for something. They do get the Hex over onto DJ. Fnatic should be a pretty easy decision for them. They're just going to defend. They still don't have Envy backup. Skylark tries with the burst strike, but he's just a little bit short. And as soon as this Exorcism fades, Clutch Gamers are not going to be able to stick around. Death Prophet already blinking backwards. Pilot Eye jumps in, going for the crush. Does not find y'all, but DJ's got the setup. He gets into the Shadow Realm. Does he have the Terrorize off cooldown? He's already used it. That could be trouble, and now Pie's being hexed up. He's going to be brought down. He does not have a buyback. Universe trying to save him with the Force. Can he get a secondary Force and then a blink off? Pie actually gets a random bash onto the anti-mage. That's not going to save his life. The Mana Void finishes the job, but now the creeps are heading into the base. We've seen this before. He wants those bouncy runes. But alright, they lose. Oh, and Roshan's back up once again. Alright. Very difficult to contest, especially with the Bloodthorn and the Corrosive Haze. They take it 100 times faster than Clutch Gamers ever could. Exorcism's already been popped. Faded wanted to fight that, but now they've caught out Affirmation on the other side. Not that important, but he's going to get hexed and almost solo killed by DJ. A little bit of help from the other heroes. That is a fairly tanky Clockwork, but now here and there is a glyph available for the Radiant. They're going to force that out at some point. Terrorize, sending them back into the fountain. Anti-Mage, well, gets used up. That does dodge it a little bit. Shadow Fiend popping his BKB. There's no follow-up damage from the Winter's Curse, and now they are trapped inside of the wall. Ajit doing his best to pop the BKB and fight, but they are already losing the Ancient. Ajit is just getting kited around by the Force Dance. His BKB about to fade. He knows that he has to go back and defend, but Envy just pops a BKB of his own, hitting onto the zone, and that will be the end of that. Fnatic taking victory here in game number 1.